Take your top off. I want to see something. I just want to see something real quick.
Oh my God. No, my belly button piercing has not healed. I'm just kidding.
Your big tattoo that says mom on your stomach.
Yeah. Anyway, hello everyone. I'm here to talk to you about Honeylove. I have looked for comfortable bras my whole life. I've tried a variety and I've liked them, but Honeylove is different as far as I'm concerned. It does say to show it on air, which is why I'm asked kindly for this product endorsement, but I am wearing a bra that is from Honeylove and I don't want to show it. So I'm sorry, Honeylove, if that kind of dings me a few points, but
modest as hot as Christine, I guess.
Right, that's right. I leave some to the imagination. Okay. No, I love Honeylove. They recently launched their new Cloud Embrace bra, which sold out in days. It's a modern, wireless, thank God, t-shirt bra with sturdy, lightly padded foam cups that feel like a cloud against your skin. And it's for people who don't like that underwire. I mean, I guess some people do. I don't. But it's been selling out, so get your hands on it. It's really good stuff.
Treat yourself to the most advanced bras and shapewear on the market. Save 20% off Honeylove at honeylove.com/drink. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off at honeylove.com/drink to find your perfect fit.
After your purchase, say ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Experience the new standard in bras and shapewear with Honeylove.
Welcome to And That's Why We Drink, where apparently Christine can't breathe today. So
I'm like so shocked that you don't know what I meant. I thought I've talked to you about this before. It feels like I would have.
No, I think you've hidden it pretty well. Christine said, "Oh yeah, I'm having one of those days where I can't breathe," and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking?"
It's true. Okay, so I actually started Googling it a few days ago because it used to happen to me almost daily, and I would think like, oh, I must. So basically, the feeling is like I can't get a full breath in.
That sucks.
And so then it does suck, and then it kind of like contributes to this sort of like underlying anxiety because you're like overly focused on your breathing, and then obviously the more you think about it, like the worse it gets, and it's just this spiral, and it's so bad when I'm trying to sleep at night because it's like I'm trying to slow my heart rate down, but like when I can't get a full breath, my heart rate starts going up. Anyway,
oh my God.
It hasn't happened for a while. I think I've just been more stressed this week. I don't know, but it's been happening more. And so I finally Googled it because I was like, this has to be a thing. I don't know. I'm assuming it's anxiety. For a while, I told Em, for a while, I thought I punctured a lung because I did actually have this weird thing where when I turned, there was like a sound.
What the fuck, Christine? Are you okay?
Not normal? I don't know because it didn't happen when I turned the other way.
Do you want to record today? We don't. We can.
No, I'm fine. Seriously, it's
girl. You can't say both of those things in the same sentence.
It's so there's a word for it, and it's ridiculous, but it's what it is. It's called air hunger, and it sounds so like disturbing, but it really is this idea of like you're so focused on trying to get a breath because you don't feel like you have enough air.
So you're like patient zero for the people who need to like remind themselves to breathe.
See, that's the problem is like you're not even like to get out of it. There's some like tactics, and like you're really not supposed to think about it too much because then you're really trying to breathe. And like I guess the point, what's happening is it's a backup of carbon dioxide, and so you're getting more carbon dioxide buildup in your body because you're kind of maybe breathing shallowly due to anxiety, and that's kind of how it often starts. This is also a post-COVID thing people get sometimes, and yeah, it's a thing. And apparently one of the ways to do it is to really, really intentionally and like slowly breathe out and hold your breath at the bottom of your breath to try and like get used to getting the carbon dioxide out of your system. Anyway, I was watching that under my daughter's bed the other day as I was like trying to fall asleep next to her. She had a stomach bug, and I was like, cannot breathe. How to lay on floor while not able to breathe. Anyway, it's just been a wild time. So I'm like, when Em looked at me like, what are you even saying to me right now? I was like, oh, I've never talked about this, but I felt if anyone could relate.
I think you've mentioned it air hunger. I think you've mentioned it before, but I didn't understand the severity. I think you were like, I'm like just having like a I'm flustered kind of breathing.
Yeah, it just, and then it's like the reason I tell people too is because I'll do this thing where I'll go like, and I'll do this like big breath when I finally get air, and like inevitably somebody will go like, everything okay? Which is like a normal reaction when someone sighs loudly and you're like right in your presence. And so for a while, Blaze was like, are you okay? And so eventually I had to say like, please don't ask me if I'm okay when I do a big breath because I'm just trying to breathe. And so I'm less
Okay.
self-conscious about it now, at least when I'm like laying in bed. But if anyone sees me yawning too, that's like part of it is like you start trying to
Gasping for
yawn.
breath.
Yeah, like you're literally trying
Oh
to
my
get oxygen.
God.
So I'm not bored. I'm just trying to get air. Anyway, I'm
I feel
sorry.
like
It sounds so dramatic.
what an
I feel like it's a
elaborate
normal.
excuse to be bored from my story and just tell me preemptively if I yawn and sigh and I look
I
like I
know.
don't want to be here, it's not you, it's me.
I've just stopped giving a shit, but I don't want you to know it, you know? No. So anyway, I didn't even mean, that's my reason I drink, I guess, because I wasn't really prepared with one, but
That's
here
why
I
I
am.
drink too. I feel
Yeah, I
bad
guess.
making
Well, now
you.
I'm worried about my whooshing rib, like, because you acted like that wasn't normal.
Are they not connected? They're not. They're not.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they are.
I don't know. Maybe it's like you know when you crack your knuckle and then it feels better. Maybe you crack your that like your lung would feel better.
Somewhere Blaze's eyebrows just went up like a centimeter, and he was like, "What's happening?"
I was just at the doctor. If you texted me about this, I could have asked for you
Oh,
about
that
that.
would have. Yeah, I should have zoomed in. I should have FaceTimed in.
Just be like, oh, quick little cue. My friend's not breathing. What
Got
should
a
I
quick
do?
twofer for you. Yeah.
Oh
No, you should
man,
have pretended it was you. Be like, yes, I have this problem
I
where
can't breathe, as you can
it's called
tell.
air hunger.
Wow. Well, I feel.
Anyway,
I'll try not to make you laugh too hard. Then don't worry.
maybe that'll fix it, like, hiccups or something. I mean, I don't know.
How long has it lasted before? Like, what's the?
Oh, days. I mean, it goes on days. It's really awful.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, it gets better throughout the day, like if I do breathing exercises. But man, I think, and it hasn't been since like college really this bad. So I don't know.
Is it like altitude sickness when like you're trying to catch a breath and it doesn't ever feel right?
That's sort of kind of how it feels.
And I wish I could send you like a tank of oxygen. I don't
Oh,
know.
thank you. I will also add, I did feel, I'm on my period, so nobody asked, but I did feel like this when I was very pregnant also. But I think
Hmm.
that's probably a different thing. But it's the same kind of idea where it's like, you
Well,
feel
that
like
one
you're
I imagine like
shortness of breath.
there was a
Yeah,
baby kind of pushing against your lungs. You
exactly.
know.
And it feels kind of like that. Like I can't get the space to breathe. It's the weirdest thing. But
Next week on I didn't know I was pregnant.
I know, right? That's why I announced my menstrual cycle. Anyway, too bad nobody knows when we're recording, so you can't track me yet. I won't triangulate my menstrual cycle yet.
Not yet, but give it 24 hours probably.
Probably.
Okay, well, what do you drink? Tell me you're drinking water or something.
Oh, I'm drinking
An energy drink or some shit?
Dr. Pepper, Angry Orchard.
Girl.
And then I found this really big bag of candy in my closet. I don't know where it's from.
You are destined for chaos.
And it's a bag of those hard candies with strawberry in the middle.
Oh,
And it's only a few months expired, so I feel like it's fine to eat.
yeah. Spoken like a true mom.
Yeah, but there apparently at one point in my life I bought 130 strawberry candies. And
That is the least weird part of it all.
I know, right? So anyway, that's what's happening in my neck of the woods.
It's their fault for making 130 candy bags.
It's not my fucking problem.
They obviously knew
Don't try to put
someone
that
would
on
sell
me.
it. Would buy it. Well, okay. I'm well sorry about that and that we have to record, but
No, I'm loving it. Maybe it's a distraction,
sure. Can I help you? This dog is just
I was like, that's so thoughtful. Let me think. Do you have an oxygen tank?
Are you okay? He's having anxiety on his own today.
Uh-oh.
Today was the first day. I don't know what I thought happened. I went to the doctor. I left him here, and as everybody knows, I'm always scared that he's destroying something. And when I went to check the cameras, it said not connected, and I went, I just know that means the dog ate the router. I just know that's what it means. Like he ate the Wi-Fi router.
The Wi-Fi is out. Oh my God.
And I came home and I opened the door, and he's like busting out of the door to see me. He
hears you.
He wasn't anywhere. He wasn't in the living room. This is like probably
my nightmare.
The closest thing to like a paranormal experience I've had in a while. He was not in the living room. He was not in the kitchen. He was not in the bedroom or the bathroom. And I was like calling for him. I was like, "Where are you? Hank, Hank,
That's
Hank."
terrifying.
And I looked everywhere. There's like 6 walls in this house, so it wasn't hard to look. I looked everywhere. And then I was like, maybe he like got out in the back Like, he learned how to use a doorknob, and I, like, ran outside, and I was
I
like,
would not put that past him.
and when I turned around, he was, like, he just came out of nowhere. I swear to God, he, like, re-vanished, like, the opposite of I looked everywhere. There was
Where did
not
he reappear?
he reappeared in the bedroom that I had to walk all the way through to get to the door, and I looked everywhere. I was like, "Where the hell is this dog?"
Did you like hear him or was he
No.
just sitting?
Didn't hear anything. He was just standing there.
What the F?
And he is never if he weren't at the door waiting for me, I would have heard his feet running towards the
Like
door when I got here.
scampering.
And he was just nowhere. And that's
What?
even eerier because if for some reason he didn't rematerialize like I think he did, I'm still like, what's going on energy wise that you like don't give a shit anymore when I come
That you
home?
just like hid for, and then I was calling for you and you didn't come, and then I mean, maybe he was like really asleep. I don't know. Like, I'm
I
trying to
don't
think of
know.
things that would like, but where would does he ever go under the bed or something?
No, we don't have an under the bed.
Oh,
It's I don't know I don't know. I literally came in screaming for him because I thought
maybe he went to the beyond like we do, like really went to the beyond.
I think so. He really seemed to fade into existence.
I wonder if there's a portal in your bedroom. Is that comforting?
Nope. I really did have a full panic
Where
moment.
in the bedroom? Like by your bed or like by the door?
You have to. So when you were walking into my bedroom, there's my bed on the left, and then there's a dresser on the right, and there's
in the patio.
and then there's a door to a patio. And I looked left and right, and he was not there. And I walked across the room, and I opened the door and went outside to see if he had gotten out somehow in the yard. And when I turned around, he was just standing in the bedroom. And I was like,
What the fuck?
I don't know what happened. It could have just been, I don't know. There's no
Was
way
he hiding in the bathtub? I'm like, where? Well, he hates the bathtub.
hates the bathtub.
Yeah.
And also because I'm scared of him eating everything, I close off the bathroom and any other side.
Oh, right.
He only has access to the kitchen and living room.
Did he have like one of those things where he's like, I didn't do it. I didn't like. Was there any trouble afoot?
No,
that,
but
like,
when
maybe he was hiding.
When when we saw each other, he jumped up on me and his heart was pounding like crazy. And I was like, is he scared? Like, was he hiding? And I didn't. He hid pretty damn well. I didn't see where he was, but I don't know. It was just very weird. And honestly, he could have just been.
Maybe he was having a bad dream.
Maybe he was having. Were you having a bad dream?
And then he heard you open the door and went, "Oh, who's that?" And then said, "Oh, I was so scared."
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was just a weird moment where I was like, he's never not cared. And I like how my response is like, this must be supernatural that you don't care about me all of a sudden.
When you said it was the closest to a paranormal, I thought you were going to say like closest to a parenting experience. And then you said paranormal and I went, oh, that changes the tone. I'm sorry. I thought we were going like a parental route. And then you said paranormal. I went, okay, interesting.
Well, I'm wondering if there was like an energy surge because the Wi-Fi went out. And then when I came here, the dish...
Oh, maybe he got scared. Oh,
yeah.
and he hid somewhere.
Yeah, because the...
Oh, you got to figure out his hiding spot then. If you don't know where it is and he's hiding somewhere, you better fucking put on another energy surge and see where he goes.
The Wi-Fi was out. The dishwasher had turned itself on, which the dishwasher does have internet, which is very odd.
What?
Isn't that weird? And the oven has internet.
Jeez. That's cool.
And all of them were on. The oven was on, and I went, what? This has to be a...
Okay, I love how this... First of all, to me, this is more paranormal than the dog appearing, but I love that, like, now it's either one... They could either both be paranormal, or they could be both completely, like...
I know.
Explainable by science, like the... But this... Because the energy surge, yeah, maybe that freaked him out. I don't know. Or maybe...
I don't know. It was just all
maybe he went through the portal and set off the dishwasher and everything went to hell.
I think I was also just so high alert because I was like, my dog is gone. And,
yeah, of course.
And then all of a sudden he showed up without making a single sound. And I was like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden all the machines were on. And I'm like, and the Wi-Fi was out. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. So it was just...
Maybe he scared himself somehow. Yeah. Oh, poor baby.
Proof that I will make anything a ghost. So
I know. I mean, maybe a ghost set off your Wi-Fi and...
I hope not. Anyway, and then I drink a iced tea that I sent out for it. So
you sent out for it. Lovely. That's great.
Other than that, I got nothing, I guess. I'm about to see my parents this week, and
we're recording so far in advance, people.
Yeah. By the time you hear this, they'll have been gone for like a month.
It's like weeks ahead. So I do fear we'll be a little like behind on any sort of Whatever, we're just running off. I feel like, it's like the train went off and a rogue a rogue train.
Ugh.
This is a bad analogy. I'm trying to think of like an analogy where we left everyone behind and like they're going to have to catch up and we won't have a way to kind of retroactively fix anything.
Can I make a prediction then? When people
Absolutely.
hear this, they will probably have more of an answer than what I have now. I don't know where you've been, but biggest news of the year, Christine, and obviously I gotta keep you young here. You ready?
Yeah.
20th anniversary of Hannah Montana, and Miley Cyrus said that she has something special in the works.
Okay.
And
now
I
we are
swear to God, if it is a Hannah Montana tour,
I will scream.
I'm telling you, no money, no amount. This is my Eras tour. I don't care if it's $1 million, I will find the money. I am so excited. I've already made an imaginary like set list of like how I think all the songs will go in order.
Oh my God.
I can't even like I have goosebumps
What would your
thinking about it.
t-shirt say? Would it be puffy paint? Would it be like you had it made online? Would you make it yourself?
Well, obviously we're dressing as Hannah Montana characters. So
Right. So feathers for sure.
I don't know if I should be Hannah Montana or like I should be Mike Stand, which was like her friend Oliver's alter ego in disguise.
Mike Stand. Yeah.
I was thinking about maybe being her horse. I was thinking about
That's a good one. That could be two people.
I know.
Oh wait, hold on. Hank can be the horse.
Yes. What's the horse's name? Blue Jeans. He'll be Blue Jeans.
I don't even remember. Renee was so into that show, and it has such a big place in my heart. But we didn't have Disney Channel until like high school or something, so I could only watch it at her house. But it's a great show.
Oh, it was everything to me. And by the way, Hannah Montana was my first concert I ever went to. So
oh my God. So it's literally, I mean, this is, talk about Eras tour, like fucking move aside.
I know. It was
Swift.
the Best of Both Worlds tour in 2006. And
Wow.
I'm imagining she's going to recreate the Best of Both Worlds tour. And like, it's going to be Hannah again.
The worst of both worlds. What if it's that?
Anyway,
that's where we've ended up.
She hasn't. So here's the thing. Me and half of the internet have all just decided that she's actually doing this, and like we're all treating it like it's real. She hasn't said anything except she has something planned.
Love this.
And it could have
been
been
like the Ratatouille movie. You guys can do it yourself if she doesn't do it, like a group project.
Like the fact that she probably meant like I'm gonna put out a t-shirt and it's like, girl, you're going
a
on
new
tour.
Lip gloss line or something. Yeah.
But so the internet, we're all preparing for whenever the tickets come out, and she hasn't even announced tickets.
I have a bedazzler.
Perfect. I need them for Blue Jeans.
I made it for for denim jacket, denim jacket for Leona last year. I love my little bedazzler. If you need any,
I'll find a way.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why I drank, because if that's real, it's about to. Everyone's gonna be so annoyed with me. So,
not just me. Finally,
no, can't wait. And also, I did tell Allison, I was like, depending on your excitement, because she didn't grow up watching Hannah Montana. I was like, depending on your excitement on how excited I am determines if you come with me or if I bring someone else. So I'm going to really need you to bring your A game if you care at all. So
Allison and I watched Rick Steves growing up, like that kind of Antiques Roadshow. That was kind of our bag. So
yeah. So she might not be coming.
I mean, if Antiques Roadshow is in the area, I might invite her to that. So
great. Perfect.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Anyway, so that's why I drink. I'm very excited. And then I guess people in the future, when they're hearing this, might have more intel, but I'll get there eventually.
On the Miley front. Yeah, true. I'm so excited to talk about Magic Spoon because I've discovered their treats. Okay, we talked about this on the last ad where I hadn't even realized they'd arrived, and I ran downstairs and I found them. They are so delicious. They're these, okay, listen to this. High protein treats from Magic Spoon. They're crispy, crunchy, airy. They have 12 grams of protein. They have marshmallow flavored chocolate, peanut butter, dark chocolate. They are so delicious and like the perfect thing in the morning when I kind of don't have an appetite and I need something to get me going and to take my meds and that kind of thing. That's probably not the angle they necessarily wanted me to take, but it really has become such a wonder to have Magic Spoon at the ready when I need to hop in the car and go. They also make, of course, high protein, zero sugar cereal and treats reinvented from your childhood. So so much nostalgia. Em and I are big fans. Blaze has ordered Magic Spoon for years now. So they're great on the go, pre or post workout, even a midnight snack sometimes if I'm just hungry. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/drink or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/drink for $5 off. Everything is getting more expensive, okay? Everything. Dealing with money can be so stressful, and it's something that I personally tend to put off because I just want to ignore it and ignore it and ignore it, and not smart. And that is why I love Rocket Money so much, because trying to manage subscriptions, track spending, cut costs, it's an overwhelming task, and Rocket Money is able to relieve some of that stress. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place, including subscriptions you forgot about. That has happened probably to all of us. And if you see a subscription you no longer want, I did this recently, you just click, Rocket Money will help you cancel it. Their dashboard lays out your total financial picture, including bill due dates, paydays, in a way that's easy to digest. This has been one of the game-changing tools in my financial library, so to speak. I feel so much more confident with how I spend my money, how I save it, where it's going, and it's just, it gives you a lot of agency, and that's why I really do love Rocket Money. Rocket Money's 5 million users have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, with members saving up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/drink today. That's rocketmoney.com/drink, rocketmoney.com/drink.
Okay, here's something that you and your lungs will have to really, really gradually gasp to.
Okay.
This is an abduction case, a UFO abduction case.
Ooh, boy, howdy.
It's in Poland, and it's his name is Jan Wolski, and the Emilcin Abduction. Good luck to me on pronunciation. So Jan is the character, and Emilcin is the town that this happened in. This is in 1978. By the way, can you hear my battery, my fire alarm battery?
Oh, that's probably why he's upset. Do you know that when Gio hears a smoke alarm battery, he will literally go into the smallest part of the house and will not come out?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he will hide. That might be what it is. Because that chirping noise, apparently, I mean, for Gio at least, it's the one noise that will make him completely lose his mind. I once found him behind the toilet, trying to get away from the sound, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing in here?" And then
that's
it's
probably
that
it.
chirp.
And what are the odds? Why is that now setting off with the whole
Probably
energy
because your
surge of
Wi-Fi
everything?
went out.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna have to deal with it. I don't know what to tell you. Okay.
But no, I can't hear it.
Okay, cool. As long as no one else can hear it. That poor dog and his sensitive ears, though. Okay, let's get into it. This is Jan Wolski. 1978 in Emilcin, Poland. Jan is a 71-year-old farmer, and he has never changed his story. Just fun fact. Until he died, he never changed his story. So this morning, he is driving his horse-drawn wagon. Oh, Jan. And he saw two beings standing near the road, walking the same direction as his cart was going.
It's got to be something to have the same cart, the same horse for decades, probably. You're just doing the same thing 70 years, same routine every single day, small town Poland, and then all of a sudden there are these fucking beings. And you're probably like, all right.
It's finally something to really change my day up.
Yeah.
This wagon and cart, she's honest to work, but she's old,
Oh, yeah. She can make use of a little break here on the side of the road.
Well, so he sees these two beings, and at first he thought they might be hunters because he was driving in the woods. These two random people are in the woods. And he soon noticed that he was trying to get a look at them to see if they were hunters, and he noticed that their skin was green.
Okay.
And he also noticed that they seemed to be slowing down as if waiting for Jan to catch up with them.
So they're walking.
They're walking the path, and they see him in the cart.
And then that thing where you're awkwardly also slowing down, but then everyone's kind of really awkwardly slowing down, and it's am I supposed to pass you, or oh no?
And then you realize that they're slowing down on purpose.
And they're green. They're also
green. Yeah.
And your horse is probably like, what the fuck is that?
The horse is like, I've been doing this for 70 years. I'm so fucking tired.
Seriously, like today, not today. Not today.
So when he got closer to them, he also saw that they were walking oddly. It was as if their legs were too big for their body frame.
Ew, this is already like your last story. That freaky alien guy.
Which one?
Sandown clown.
Yeah.
Like awkwardly proportioned and stuff.
Yes. It was as if his legs were too big for his frame, and also they were walking slowly because of it, as if they were scuba divers underwater.
They're not used to the gravitational pull of Earth.
Actually, that's so smart. You're right. I think
I know
maybe
I'm
they
right.
don't,
I'm
they don't know how
telling
to
you.
lift their legs.
I'm telling you. I'm a soothsayer. I know about Hank's anxiety. I know about these aliens and their big old legs.
I think you're totally right, by the way, because I've never seen him pacing like this. He must actually be like
that noise really like gets Gio worked up. Is there like a button or is it like a?
I think I have to like take the whole thing off.
Is it? Do you have like an app for it, or is that the one thing in your house? Oh my god, you have a dishwasher that's attached to your internet, but not a smoke detector. Wow.
Yeah, I don't unless I like take it apart and take the battery out. But then won't it still make
then that
noise?
is weird that it's going off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember that episode of Friends with Phoebe, and I'm like, honestly, I don't want to give advice.
I know.
I feel like it's not going to help.
I have an idea. I think I'm going to open the door to the back so he can maybe just go sit out there. Hang on. Please hold.
Please stand by. We have to step away and go get wine. Answer the door.
I gave him some frozen carrots to make his life a little better.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
Maybe that'll help me too.
Frozen carrots.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, give it a whirl.
Healing.
Let's see. Okay, so they're walking as if their legs are too big and they're scuba divers. Well, once he caught up with them, the two beings split up on either side of the road so that the cart would have to drive between them.
Okay.
Which now it's feeling like this is a plan of attack of like
yeah, exactly. Like you're surrounded.
They so he sees that he's about to have to walk between them. He weirdly is okay with this. He's like, I'm just gonna keep it moving.
I guess it's probably like get past these weirdos.
How do you put a horse in reverse? Could he just do that?
Beep, beep. That's what I assume. That's how I taught Leona when she's doing a maze with a marker.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, oh no, because she hits a dead end, and I go, and so now I hear her go, beep, beep, when she reverses out of the dead end. So that's my only answer. I have absolutely no clue. I assume you have to do a halt, then turn somehow, and do some sort of maneuvering.
Like, how big is the cart? How unwieldy is it to
the cart, that's right, yeah.
Couldn't you just kind of yank the horse into, like, to go back?
That's what you and I would do.
Yeah, I'd be like, get out of here. Or how is this horse not sensing a problem?
Yeah, the scuba divers, I don't know. Maybe they know not to spook the horse.
Or maybe they're doing that thing where they put a calm over everyone.
Oh, because they're both pretty calm, huh?
Mm-hmm. So he sees that he's about to get between these two creatures who are now on either part of the road.
That's not fair that they disengage your survival instincts, by the way. I think that's really fucked up that they, like, put you at ease. Because it's like, at least if someone's kidnapping you, like, you can, like, in real life, you can have, like, your fight back, whatever. But it's like, you put a fucking, like, spell over me. That's cheating. Like, that feels like I should be able to have my fight, flight, freeze moment.
It also makes me feel really stupid because I'm like, what are these survival instincts for if they can't help me survive?
What's the point, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess I'm around a maze. What else is new?
And also it's weird that aliens can sense that they need to disarm that.
Well, maybe they don't sense it. Maybe they've had bad experiences and been like, okay, we apparently need to sedate these rats before we pull them onto because they really lose it once they get up here.
Well, okay, so he gets in between these two beings, and without any sign of it, they both just jump into his cart. It feels like a car robbery or something.
Yeah, it feels like a poorly executed. I mean, I guess not because they did just kind of do a little like I'm surprised they were able to jump anywhere.
I know
with those big old legs.
I think they just stepped in.
I think they were like.
I feel like they just went. They jump into the cart and they decide that they don't even say anything to him, nothing. They just get in the cart, they sit on the back, and they ride in the cart with him. Jan seems way too calm about this part. In interviews, he has literally said they didn't seem dangerous, so he just let them hitch a ride. I'm like, they're green, babe. What are you talking about?
I mean, maybe there's some foreigners. I don't know. Maybe some like explorers from another area, and he's like, "Who the hell are these weirdos?" who
Maybe he
painted
assumed
themselves?"
that they had green paint on because they're hunters
Right.
and it's camo.
Hunting. That's exactly where my brain went. I was like, maybe he thought it was like a tactic. I don't know. But to like hop on, but you're right. It must be some sort of mask they're putting over, like a calming.
Also, maybe it's like I have to assume because unless it's like a cultural difference, I would still, even if they weren't doing anything dangerous, I'd be like, why the fuck are you on my car and you didn't ask permission to be here?
Maybe you're right. Maybe that is a cultural thing. Like, oh, well, we're driving through the woods. Like, I guess it's kind of rude if you don't say anything, but sure, hop on. I don't know.
I mean, it used to be a thing back in like the 40s and 50s, right? That you would just like sit on someone's bumper and they would just like, you just hitch a ride, you know? Like,
right. I feel like maybe that's not weird. I guess I would wonder. I mean, he must have thought it was at least odd, but maybe not like dangerous, you know?
I guess so. Also, like male privilege, am I right? Because if we were driving and all of a sudden two beings that all just got on the car.
But that's what I'm saying. If they're disabling our panic alert, it's like, that's not fair. I should be able to say, horse, giddy up.
Yeehaw.
You know, like, yeehaw, let's get out of here.
Well, so despite them apparently being tiny, the horse seemed to move noticeably slower with them on board, as if they were heavier than they seemed.
Their gravitation, I'm telling you.
And apparently, a horse can carry up to like 200 or 300 pounds or something. I mean, I guess a cart and a human being, maybe like this was the final straw, you know?
I don't know how it works with wheels. I know the wheels are definitely making it easier, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Anyway, apparently,
horse.
The horse is like, whatever. I'm going
So
home, and whoever's here is here.
Right.
While they're sitting there, these beings, Jan can hear them talking to each other, and he said that they were speaking in a short but very fast language that he couldn't understand.
Ooh, a short, fast, like people, like that.
It's like you're there. Why is your skin turning green?
Here I come.
Why are your legs so freakishly long?
Oh, that's just genetic.
He also saw more of what they looked like because he had time to kind of eyeball them. And apparently, this is what they looked like. It's kind of a long description. 5 feet, green skin, as we know. So far, it's just like Cynthia Erivo in that one movie.
Yeah, in that one movie.
Apparently, they had webbed hands, and then they had a hump on their shoulders that looked like a blanket was like under their clothes.
Okay,
Big ol'
so like
hump.
weird. Okay.
Long but oddly thick legs, which we've discussed.
Uh-huh.
Slanted and completely dark eyes.
Ooh.
A thin mouth with no lips. No nose, but
reptilian.
yeah, because then the next thing is no nose, but a small bump, and then openings for nostrils.
No.
And high cheekbones.
No.
And then these creatures were wearing tight yet seamless black hooded rubber suits covering their whole bodies.
You hear about that seamless thing, like that they had seamless
every time
metal, seamless clothing,
and it always hurts my feelings because like we get it, everything's better there. Okay?
It's like, okay, you don't have to solder shit. Fucking congratulations. I think it's
you
cool
don't need a
to melt
hinge.
metal.
Okay,
yeah, big whoop. Hinges are cool and decorative now if you buy them on Etsy.
So that's the main description of them, and eventually he's driving this cart with them on it into a clearing in the woods, and this is where the beings motion him to stop.
Oh boy.
He goes into this clearing, stops the cart, and they look up, and there is a round metallic UFO hovering in the sky. And apparently hovering in a way where you can see it oscillating between up and down to keep itself in one space.
So that's probably old-timey alien technology then. They've got seamless, but they don't have that like completely stationary shit down yet.
Yeah, exactly. They're not still.
Sorry, nice try.
As mentioned, the UFO was oddly smooth with no seams. Had no windows, and it was as if the whole thing was made of one piece of metal. It cast no shadows on the trees, and it had a shimmer to it as if it was nickel plated.
Whoa.
Jan later said, this is a quote, "It was the size of a medium-sized bus and was entirely white and equipped with elements that whirled and buzzed.
Whoa.
Another quote is that at each corner of the object, about halfway up, were 4 barrels with black rods running through them. I'm going to show you a picture in a sec. These rods spun rapidly, and their motion produced a faint but constant hum. As he approached, the hum grew louder, resembling the buzzing of bees.
It's almost like a helicopter, like the
Mhm.
chopping, buzzing sound.
Interesting. Yes. Yeah, like a helicopter. I'm trying.
Propellers.
I'm trying to find my self in my text messages
Trying to
because
find myself. Wow, that's beautiful. Beautifully
Trying to-
put. If we make our Instagram one of those kind of inspirational ones, we could put like a little drop quote and just say like, I'm trying to find myself.
I
M. Schultz, episode whatever.
look, I just need to find myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending you 2 pictures.
If I'm going like this, it's because I'm trying to breathe and I don't want to gasp into the camera or into the microphone.
What it sounds so miserable what you're going through.
It's like not a good time, but I don't want anyone to feel like I'm just like yawning and stuff.
I have a thing called propranolol that lowers my heart rate and a thing called Xanax that really calms me down. So if you ever need either of those,
Speaking of expired candy, I have probably propranolol from like 2005, so I might need to borrow yours.
it's
Actually, I feel like it would be really good for this. I think that's what I was originally prescribed propranolol for, because when it was grad school at BU, and I would like stop breathing all the time before presentations. I would get so freaked out, and it was like not about anything important. It was like that guy Paul Schneider's class, and I was like, I don't
Mhm.
really care, but like my body is fucking freaking out, and that's when they gave me propranolol for like my heart rate and my
Yeah.
pulse and sweating.
When I just saw my doctor today, he was like, "Okay, so how are like your medications? How's that going?" And I was like, "Do not ever take me off propranolol."
Yeah, that
Ever.
one's got to. Remember when Blaze's mom was like, "I don't understand. That's for uh
Beta blockers for
heart patient beta block." And I was like, "Listen, I've been on this since 2000, whatever year we were in grad school, and I mean not on it regularly, but like have used it before, and it was very helpful."
I mean, but between the stage fright and then actually ending up having heart problems, I was like, this is just a 2-for-1 situation.
Yeah, we
This
gotta
is-
this is a staple in the old apothecary.
Yeah, I was like, I told him today, I was like, if I ever tell you, take me off propranolol, it's a test. Do not fail. Like,
Christine has taken my brain over and is trying to, I don't know, get some for herself. We don't know.
It's like in
what's going on.
SpongeBob when Plankton has like
Yes.
the
I mean,
things
that's
in
literally.
SpongeBob's
I was
brain.
like, being John Malkovich or SpongeBob are my only references for that concept.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna send you 2 pictures of one is a description of the alien that I just described, so you can see
Mhm.
a picture of it. If anyone wants to see these pictures, you can just type in the Emilcin Abduction, and they're the first pictures that pop up. So the first one is a picture of the alien. The second picture is of the actual hovercraft, or not
Okay.
actual hovercraft, but I guess a drawing of it. Because no
Oh
one,
my word. Oh my word.
I know, isn't it nice?
No.
Okay, I agree. It's so how would you describe it?
Oh.
Because it's an interesting UFO. It's not a usual
Yeah, what-
saucer.
It's a piece of an IKEA table.
Yeah, it looks like it almost looks like a camper without
Mhm.
its wheels, and then like some like steel bars
You know,
on
like
each corner.
when you're connecting two pieces of furniture and they both have thread, it's like a long threaded screw with no
Mhm.
head on the end. It's just two like open-ended, one long screw. It's sort of like a camper with no wheels from the 70s with like these little almost handles on all 4 sides with those like long screws. It looks like they have like threaded material. So if they're
Like a
spinning
steel bar,
around,
like a threaded steel bar.
so it's like going up and down on those screws, I bet.
Maybe. And also
Isn't
keep
that
in mind
weird?
they're whirling. Like it's as if they're like the screw
Right.
is moving. Yeah. So
It's
interesting.
like an early
Christine.
propeller type thing.
Yeah, like it's almost like you know what it reminds me of? Those toys where you'd have the handle and the 2 metal pieces and you'd have almost a yo-yo, but it was like a yo-yo on metal bars.
Yes.
And it would go
Ooh, yeah,
and
what
it's-
are those?
I don't know, but it's almost like the UFO would be that on the 2 metal bars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Like
no one knows what we're
attached
talking
somehow.
about. We're doing such a bad job.
Hinged onto it.
Anyway, it's a weird looking UFO. That's what you
People
gotta
should
know.
draw what they're thinking we are saying, and then we should compare it.
We should bring back and that's why we draw, and it
I
just be like,
know. Good times.
so anyway, that's what he sees. And one source says that Jan's horses actually also got spooked by this, and Jan couldn't control the horse, and then the alien grabbed the horse's reins and helped stop the cart. I don't love that. And it's like,
Calm down, little horse.
even if he's just like a better cowboy than you, I'm still offended. That like he
Also, yeah, you can't even walk without looking like a buffoon, okay?
could. So the aliens then like I said, they waved to him to stop. They look up and see this UFO. They get off the cart and they kind of motion for him to follow them to the UFO.
Come on now, we're friends.
Come on, we go way back, all 5 minutes. He looked up at the UFO again and he saw that there was a platform coming down from the UFO. And the platform had some like weird shimmery cables on it, I guess, that connected it to the UFO. One of the creatures got onto the platform, motioned for Jan to grab onto the cables and climb up onto the platform with him. And Jan did this, but he remembers not feeling any fear, but still feeling a sense of being hypnotized into obeying.
Okay, because I was like, that feels unreasonable, but
Yeah,
all right. So
by now, I'd be like, no, I'm not. I dropped you off at your place, and now I'm going to my place. Thank you.
I'm really busy, actually. My horse and I have big plans.
He honestly, I think you were right earlier. I think maybe Jan just like needed an interesting day because the way that he was handling this up until now,
Do it for the plot.
without feeling hypnotized, he was just like, sure, we're in this now.
Jan for sure did it for story time, you know?
I get it.
I get it too.
So they get on the platform, and remember there were 2 aliens. One of them is on the platform with him, showed him to grab the cables, is helping him onto the platform. Alien number 2 did not go up with them, but went back to the cart and seemed to be studying the horse.
Okay. I was
Just-
like, what do they do with the horse? So I don't love that. I don't love like leaving a babysitter with the horse. You know?
No, not
I
at all.
don't like that.
I'm like, is the horse safe? But also, I understand that they probably what they were talking about on the back of that car was like, okay, I'm gonna go for the human, you go for the horse, and that way we get 2 studies in one done.
Right.
We got to meet our
Right.
quota by the end of the month.
One of them's got to stay on Earth though. Like, ugh.
Yeah, why didn't the horse come up? It's like,
That's
how
what
did,
I'm wondering.
how did they know that the horse wouldn't be willing, but the person would be? I don't know.
Maybe the
Also-
horse just has stronger survival instincts because it's a horse, and a human's easier to like manipulate. I don't know.
Maybe the horse was too big for the door.
Honestly, that's well. Think about how heavy they were. Maybe he'll be like 20 times heavier on this spacecraft. You know?
That's a great point too. I do wonder, like, do aliens, which I don't wish this because I don't want to live in fear, but do aliens, are they also interested in studying our pets and other animals? Because it seems
Well,
like
think about like cow mutilations. I don't know if that's
Oh,
and like
yeah.
where their blood is fully drained and the organs go missing. So I would bet yeah, but I would bet that's probably older science. So like yeah, 70s maybe. I don't know. I don't know how time works with them, but
Isn't it interesting that an alien sees a cow though and goes, that one's for draining blood, and then sees a human and goes, that one's for probing? You know, like how does it?
well, it's
Why does
like
it want
we
different
study
things?
rats because they're smarter than other animals. You
Okay,
know, we
that's a good point.
study apes and how they live. I feel like maybe they're looking at us like a primitive species, you know, but like obviously higher on the food chain and more interesting than maybe a cow. No offense.
So the cow's listening, yeah.
Yeah, we're bovine brothers.
So the platform rises up, and him and this alien are
Sans horse and
Sans
Sans
hor-
one of the aliens.
Sans horse and researcher. And apparently the platform, the way it's moving up to the UFO, Jan didn't feel it move at all, but knew that they were moving quickly. And the alien got on the craft, waved him inside. He stepped in and he noticed that the walls also had no seams, no hinges, and yet once they were inside, the door rolled up into the wall.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know I love that. You know I want all cordless and just like no lines, no seams. Like let's just clean it up, you know?
just have
aesthetically.
things rolling up and down.
Mm-hmm. How beautiful.
Once
How
they were
camouflaged.
Once they were inside, Jan was in a plain black room with benches lining the walls. and apparently the walls felt like very thick glass.
Ooh.
Other than that, he said that there was no decor at all, like there was no furnishings, there was nothing. It was just an empty room.
Okay, I didn't want to go like way too far into the minimalist thing, right? I just wanted to know seams so I could put more pictures up, but
You would think the seamless would add to what
would
the
automatically
potential.
give way. But I guess like then you're like, well, where's the door? Because if I hang my photo, if I hang my prize SpongeBob poster here and then like the door just rips in half, I'm gonna cry. And
That's
then
a
I have to
good.
go all the way back to Earth and wait for another Miley Cyrus tour to get my poster to get a new poster. I don't think
Amen.
so.
Amen. I you would hope they would know where the door is, but also what if like part of the technology is that the door can open anywhere?
Mmm.
And so it's like the whole wall is a door, so you can't put
It's
anything
like
on the
just
wall.
open a door there. Whoa, that's cool.
Hmm.
Maybe that's a really good point. Then you couldn't hang anything on the walls. Also, like maybe they're like that's what rats and dumb humans do. Maybe they're like that's not a thing.
I mean, can you imagine if that is a possibility and then they look at our decor and they're like, you have the door in one spot always? That's so
Yeah,
lame, you know?
it's really sad. So
It's
primitive.
embarrassing, actually. You have
I
to
mean,
go
I'm
walk all the way
embarrassed.
over there.
I'm fully embarrassed. I will admit it. I don't want cords. I'm sick of it.
You've had it.
I've had it up to here.
So he's in this plain room, very thick glass-like walls, and he said that the floor was very polished. And then weirdly, I don't know any more information on this. I know this is something that you probably want a lot more or no information on.
We want answers.
Apparently there were several birds lying on the floor, which they weren't
What?
dead, but they seemed paralyzed.
Ew.
I don't know what to do with that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, thank God the horse stayed downstairs, you know? Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah. So they're in the room with him on the floor?
they're in the room just kind of scattered on the floor. Which like
I like
part of
how
me is like,
part
did the birds get in like a fly or something? Like, did they accidentally just crash in? Or were the birds studied and just left on the floor?
interesting. I was thinking if the gravitation, but then he would feel different because I was like, maybe if they're studying the gravitation of flying in like
Mm.
their atmosphere. But I don't know. Maybe that's just their study chamber, and they're like, just put them in there with the birds. I don't know. That's so weird.
All I know is I'd be extra if I wasn't scared yet, seeing a bunch of paralyzed animals
But
on the floor.
imagine if they weren't paralyzed and they were flying
You just go,
around.
ah, ah!
I mean, honestly, I think I was about to say this. It's like shameful, but I think my first reaction would be like, "Oh, thank God they're not moving." Like I would be like screaming.
Well, you might be onto something because he said he knew they were paralyzed, or he even said he was unsure if they were even
Like
paralyzed, but something was
stunned or
happening to
something.
them where they were kept from moving outside of their head. So like it was almost like they were in some sort of trance where they were also
Whoa,
stuck so that way they wouldn't bother anybody. Like it
weird.
yeah, it was a very weird like random thing that only a few sources even brought up. So in here there were two more aliens similar to the previous two, and they spoke in hand gestures, and they motioned for him to take his clothes off.
Mm.
Um, and as he did, one of the beings actually began to help him take his clothes off. I guess he wasn't doing it fast enough.
Yeah,
And
seriously. Like you don't even know how to. Your pants are giant balloons. So
yeah,
go away,
you're in a scuba gear. Excuse me.
please. Yeah.
So they took his clothes off, and the other aliens had what looked like plates, but they ended up vibrating. So they're like these vibrating discs, and they had them on their hands, almost like wearing them like a glove or like suction cup to their hands, but two
Whoa.
plates, one for each hand. They were vibrating. One source said they also made a weird clicking sound, but then they just kind of put them on Jan's body and kind of rubbed them around, almost like they were like a
Whoa.
portable scanner.
Whoa. Sound frequency.
Or a
Like a
lot,
tambourine.
or kind of, but also a lot of people,
Oh, not a tambourine. I'm sorry. A cymbal. I meant.
yeah, I knew what you meant. I gotcha.
Oh, good.
I think a lot of people have also compared this to stories where people said that they felt like they were getting a weird X-ray.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So like some sort of scanning device.
Something, yeah.
Okay.
They moved the plates all around all parts of his body, including like under his arms and like every nook and cranny. And every time they got one side of his body, the other creatures would then rotate Jan, one source said, as if they were like posing him for a mugshot.
What?
so they could get the other side.
So it's like when they do your dental x-rays and they're like, all right, like now we're going to move this here and stand
Yeah.
still. And like, we'll put this big metal thing on or like apron on you.
Yeah.
So weird. And you're like, I don't know what's happening, but okay.
Well, they never held him down or anything. Nothing felt particularly uncomfortable other than being naked next to a bunch of paralyzed birds in the sky.
Sorry, my tongue is all red from that candy. But that is a wild statement. Nothing was too uncomfortable aside from standing naked with 2 aliens and a bunch of dead birds. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Let's put it this way. He's handling it in a way that even if they put me under a trance, I would not be handling it.
I was
going to
say, even if they disabled your fight, flight, or freeze, I think you would find a way to like hit the override button.
It's kind of like when I give
When they got to your armpits, you would completely override.
I'm so glad you said it because I was trying not to mention my
true.
armpits one more time.
It's true.
But I did think it. I was like, if they lifted my arms, I'd go, you better fucking put it down.
This is where I finally draw the line.
I was going to say, it's kind of like when I give Hank the max dosage of trazodone to take him to the doctor, and then he'll fight it. It's as if there's no trazodone in his system. That would be me under a trance on this UFO if they try to touch my armpits.
Try me. My adrenaline can outdo anything you can put in my system.
I would wake up so quick. I don't care what they've done. So they never held him down or anything. It was like that was as invasive as it got, which is invasive enough to me.
Well, thank God, at least, yeah.
But after they did this, Jan was then gestured by the aliens to get dressed again. Which I would have gone, oh, that's it? Okay, great. Yes, I'll put my clothes back on.
And they would have gone, well, let us think. And I'd go, no, you were right the first time.
I said nothing. Before they finished, the aliens did seem particularly interested in, they were looking at like all of his clothes that they took off of him. They were really interested in his belt, and apparently they kept undoing it and then redoing it and then commenting to each other about it.
Shut up. So it's like how... I'm sorry, I keep making these comparisons, but it's like on The Good Place when Michael's like fascinated by paper clips. Yeah. He's like, it's a fascinating, like a piece of metal that holds 2 papers together. You know, I feel like if you think about it, yeah, it's pretty interesting a belt, how that works if you've never seen it.
I mean, we know that I love a living history museum, and anytime I can like see in real time like old petticoats and shit,
combs or things people use, like mirrors and it's like fascinating.
What are they called? Garters, like the sock holders and the the sleeve holders. I'm always like, wow, so they would just put this here, okay, and then they would
have a little clips you'd wear.
Yeah.
And, oh my word.
Yeah, so I imagine that's what they were doing. They were like, look at this old technology
and
for
I wonder
clothes.
And I wonder if it was like the belt where it has a buckle and the tooth thingy goes in, or if it was one of the kinds where you put it through 2 hooks or 2 loops and like pull.
It couldn't have been that one because I don't know how to do that. There's no way an alien figured that. That
geometry is far too complex for anyone to understand.
I used to know back in my American Eagle days, may she rest in peace. I don't know if you've heard the controversy on that.
No, what happened?
Oh, I can't even get into it. Let's just say that
it feels like a TikTok thing.
There's some eugenics propaganda.
Oh, of course I've seen that. Yeah,
Okay.
she's. I'm like a man in that way, where she's instantly on my FYP because I just can't not look at her, and so it's like I feel gross every time because I'm like, good.
Now you can feel really gross.
Oh, I did. It's not cute. It's not cute at all.
But back in the day, and
then they doubled down on it, and it was like, all right.
I will. What was it? That was American Eagle. What was the one that just someone came out? Was it Abercrombie or
Hollister?
Some
PacSun.
I should know what it is, but some company ended up. Some company did they reacted to it by putting out their own jeans commercial where it was like all inclusive and everything. It was like great PR. Good for them.
Was it Gap? I feel like they're on a big kick right now. No.
What was it? What the hell was I talking about? Belts? Oh.
What is her name?
Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah. Man.
I was gonna say the last time I ever had to use a belt like that was in my American Eagle days when like it was a canon event for a lot of baby queers in the closet to wear those plaid fucking shorts all the time.
Oh yes.
And they came with those belts.
Big deal. And those were peak Abercrombie, peak Hollister.
All of it. Anyway, so they were very fascinated by his belt. And then gave it back, which is nice. I would have probably
nice.
I might have snatched it if I was that interested.
Maybe they can do cool things like replicate it in their brain or something, like take a photo in their head.
Or they saw it and they were like, why would we ever use this?
They were like, "This is embarrassing.
Take it
Let's give
back.
it back
Yuck.
to him." Yeah.
So during
Put it,
this,
like, hold your pants up, please.
my favorite thing that happened in this interaction, though, is while he was getting dressed, he noticed that one of the aliens had brought out a snack
Oh.
and was eating something that looked like an icicle, but then broke off a piece and offered it to him. And Jan went, "I'm good." Which, like, of all the things you're weirdly okay
No!
with, why wouldn't you
You
eat the
got an
alien food?
infrared scan system going on, and you're not gonna try the cool alien icicles from outer space?
Like, it looked like, it seems like he was eating it like it was a cracker or something.
It's
I would
like a
want to eat it.
galactic it's like a rocket pop, but, like, on steroids.
I guess, like, in hindsight, I'd be like, now it's got a tracker or it's gonna kill me because it's like it's toxic to me. I don't know, but I would still, if that's how I die, what a cool way to die.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, oh, he ate an icicle, but he was no longer in the nude, that's important, you know?
Don't worry,
He
they
had
gave him his belt back first.
his belt was back on, it's all above board, and then he ate the icicle. I mean, I'm curious, I'm super curious.
Me too, but oh well. Afterwards, Jan reported getting a big whiff of sulfur, which apparently
Oh.
stuck in his nose and on his body for a few days after the incident. And lastly,
Like, I was just, like, eating rotten eggs.
no, I think like he realized that they smelled like sulfur.
Oh, okay.
I think. Lastly, the aliens did a quick mouth check, just went open up, and then they escorted him back to the door they came in through. And on his way to the door, Jan noticed another alien doing something in the hall where he would take this black tube, stick it into a hole in the wall, turn it like a
Mhm.
key, and then pull it out and put it in a different hole in the wall and do the same thing over and over again.
Oh, weird.
Um,
It's like a pattern, like a code?
I guess, I don't know. Or he was trying to look like he was not bored. He was like trying to look busy before the boss came by.
Oh, just like a tedium.
Yeah. So Jan was probably on the UFO for under 15 minutes. And once on the exit platform, he didn't know what to do. So he bowed. And
That is so all of us. That is all of us. That is how we would react.
well, they matched his social anxiety because they bowed back.
Oh, they're like, let's do the human thing, I guess.
They were
We'll
like,
copy him.
Oh, look at him with his
When
one
in
door per
Poland.
room.
His one door, his one belt.
So the platform took him back down to the ground. One source said that it didn't take him all the way down, so he had to like awkwardly jump like off the platform onto the
And
ground.
the horse is probably fucking out of there.
No, there were two aliens who watched him walk back to his cart and horse. So they did keep an eye on his horse for him, which was
Wow.
nice. And then the UFO flew away. And when Jan got back on the horse, he went home. He told his family about what happened.
I'm sorry. Every time it just like jumps to, and then he told everyone what happened. It's like, I need a literal play-by-play of every person in that room. Like, I wish I had, like, what did your daughter say? What did your wife say? Like, please tell me. I wish they gave more detail.
Well, I saw only one article say that he actually slept for several hours before telling them what happened, which I think is kind of
Oh.
consistent with other people's
I've heard that.
abductions where they just like have to sleep forever to.
Like rest. Yeah.
And I wonder if that's because if there's ever like a lapse in time, maybe
A
they've been
time
up for
jump,
like 48
yes.
hours and now they
And
have
you
to
don't
like,
even feel
crash.
it till you're back. Yeah, exactly.
Well, so he at some point he tells his wife he wants to tell his sons, and so he runs to tell his sons. He tells them, "Come with me. I want to show you where we saw the UFO, or where I saw the UFO." The neighbors hear about this, so they come with him and his sons, and eventually this small little group in their neighborhood are all with him in the area
yeah.
where the UFO was. They get to the area and they found in 3 different places rectangular shaped footprints in the ground. And then they
It's
found
Sam the Sandown clown again.
I know. They found rectangular footprints. One of the footprints they found was actually right underneath where the UFO was, like as if they were walking to the UFO.
Okay, so it wasn't from for some reason for a minute I thought it was the UFO, but then I remembered they had those pegs. So these are their footprints basically.
I thought the same thing, that it would have been like the feet of the UFO.
landing. Yeah, yeah.
But no, it seemed as if they were footprints walking on the road where
No
they
wonder they
originally
can't walk
met.
if they have square feet or rectangular feet. Like they got
That's
a
actually a great
clump,
point.
you know, and then you have to lift your foot up like this.
It's a great point, actually.
Thank you.
Um, Yeah, no, they found them by the road where like they jumped onto the cart, and they found them in that clearing where the UFO was led.
Oh, weird. Okay, okay. I'm glad they checked.
They also found crops in nearby uprooted and what looked like soil samples that had been taken.
Oh.
One source also said that the group found black feathers but no birds in the area.
Dun dun dun.
When they looked at the area where the horse and cart had been waiting for him to come back, because remember the horse was just chilling there, they looked at where the horse had been hanging out, and it looked like the horse had been grazing for over 2 hours, even though Jan
Interesting.
thought he'd only been there for like 10, 15 minutes.
Wow, so it really does that like weird hyperspeed. That's so freaky. So
Um,
yeah, they've got probably maybe it's not even the altitude for or the atmosphere. Maybe it's like time. Like they have to adjust how they walk because like
oh yeah,
their sense of time is different.
Christine, you're like, I can't confirm any of this, but everything you're saying, it sounds so smart to me. Like,
Someone out there's right like she's literally the dumbest person
no, that makes
ever.
total sense. That if you move at hyper speed and now all of a sudden you're moving like you're walking through molasses, like you're probably trying to
Right?
figure out walking at a
It
certain
must
speed.
feel really strange.
Or like how gravity, how we can feel that pressing on us, they can maybe feel time
Mhm.
pressing on them. And so they're like, they
Yeah.
feel like they're walking in slow mo. That's such a
Yeah.
good point. You're so smart.
Listen, I'm just trying to be smarter than the other rats in the lab because I really don't want to I don't want to get beamed up, you know. I'm not really feeling it.
So only 2 months later, Jan was interviewed by journalists on the encounter, and this led to much more interest in the case later. But originally, the interview was actually kept pretty private because this was in the 70s in Poland, and I guess the Soviet Union had still had some pretty rigorous rules
Oh yeah,
around
Cold War.
what could be publicized. So this all the information about this ended up kind of showing up
Oh yeah, and then you got
later
spy
on.
shit probably because people were like, "Oh my god, this is some sort of spy
Well, so
plane." Or
that's one of the theories is that like maybe
oh,
this was a government situation. But anyway, so when
I
people
mean that tracks with the inefficiency and with like the like subpar tools and
Mhm.
forethought. So I guess yeah.
Well, so when it finally kind of broke and people started hearing about this, the rest of the town and bigger areas they heard about this incident, and police and UFOologists started coming in to investigate. So the police determined it was probably a hoax, of course, or they thought that Jan must have been dreaming, hallucinating, or was drunk and confused. And then the counter theory is like, well, these cops were probably still loyal to the Soviet Union and they just
Mhm.
wanted to put an end to any crazy
Any
stuff.
nonsense, yeah.
Yeah, there was some weird back and forth. I ended up on like communist regime blogs and I was like, "Oh my god, okay."
Fun.
Um so yeah, the police like were not much help. Despite all that though, most of the town immediately without question just believed Jan because he was known to be such a solid, honest, no nonsense guy. I mean, he's a 70-year-old farmer. Like he's not
It's like, why today? Why would he choose today to just like uproot everybody's opinion of him, his reputation? It just seems like a wild thing to do.
yeah. Other theories were that Jan was being pranked, so maybe he was innocent and someone else was pranking him.
I mean, that's quite a prank, but okay.
Elaborate prank.
Yeah.
Or, like you said earlier, that he maybe misidentified a helicopter because of the buzzing sounds, which
Mm.
I don't buy that, but it's interesting that you mentioned helicopter earlier.
Yeah, I think that was just the idea of the hovering type
Mhm.
thing motion. It felt like a type of helicopter.
Well, you're not the only person to say the word helicopter with these theories, I guess.
Mm.
But anyway, after the police investigated, one of the first UFOologists in town, or came to town to interview him.
I was like one of the first in town. How many are there? I guess maybe he spawned a movement. Okay.
No, this is he came to town to interview him, and his name
I
was
see.
Dr. Vajarnik.
Okay.
Varjanik. Um after he showed up, another researcher came to town called Dr. Blania. So there's Varjanik and Blania, just for you to remember these names.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's only two names that are coming your way, but just
Bajarnik and Blavia. Blavia.
Blania.
Blania. That's what I said.
And immediately, Blania interviews locals, all the locals he can. He tries to find any credibility where he can. He reaches out to other townspeople if they saw anything. He's taken this super seriously. And part of it is because I guess Dr. Blania hadn't really had his big break yet in UFO research. And so I think he saw this as an opportunity since he was one of the first people on the ground.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna make myself like one of the
Make a name
first
for
experts at
himself.
this.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool. I would want that guy on my case. You
Yeah.
know?
Someone with an axe to grind.
Yeah, someone who like something to prove.
Something to prove, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And an axe to grind. That would be cool too.
despite there being no physical evidence because the UFO was gone, there was maybe like, some uprooted crops. Like it was really slim pickings on the physical evidence. Dr. Blania did say he did multiple physical and mental tests on Jan and deemed him sound of mind, especially because Jan never sought out any money or fame for this and actually, in fact, regretted telling the public.
Yes, this always happens.
So that made his story seem more authentic. So if it were up to Blania, he was saying this is the real deal. Blania even found a 6-year-old in town who claimed that they saw the UFO the same morning as Jan's abduction. The kid said that he even saw a pilot in the UFO who was wearing black clothes and had green skin.
See? Also, I wondered about the horse. I was surprised for 2 hours nobody passed by and saw the alien, but then I'm like, maybe they can like cloak themselves or something. I don't know.
That's a great point. Yeah, you would think even either people would see the horse or the horse would get spooked after 2 hours and just walk away.
Right. Something like that, or see the alien like tending to the horse, or wonder where its owner went.
Well, Blania also, throughout the years, did several interviews about the investigation. He did make himself the lead person on this case. He wrote books about it. So he definitely got a notoriety with this case.
It was like his big break.
Yeah. Well, this became one of Blania's biggest cases he covered. And this is where I tell you that in 2013, the story came back. Because in 2013, someone named Bartosz Radolski decided to write a book about this abduction. It had been a long time that anyone had even written any content on this, so he wanted to get as much research done as possible and then write a book about it and figure out in today's world what really happened.
Sure.
So the book in English is called Secret Operations of the Polish People's Republic and UFOs.
No.
And it is not a government thing. I thought so too when I saw that cover. I went, oh, okay, so this was a government hoax. Great.
It sounds like it. I was excited to hear how the hell they came up with rectangle footprints, but
so basically this Bartosz guy, he writes this book in 2013, and in his research, he was so determined to make sure that he got as much information as possible on the case that he even used Dr. Blania's old reports that I guess when Blania died, his sister inherited his notes. So this guy writing the book, he bought them off of the sister and said,
"Oh, interesting.
I want to use as much information as I can." Up until that point, only Blania's family had ever seen this paperwork. So in the book, Bartosz says that, from what he figured out in Blania's notes, the abduction, although maybe it was real to Jan, it was a planned hoax.
What?
Apparently, there was some drama in the ufology research world. Remember I told you before Dr. Blania, there was another guy, Verjonic, who came to town? Apparently, Verjonic and Blania are frenemies.
I knew it.
And Blania and Verjonic at some point made a bet where Blania said, "Hey, Verjonic, I bet I could hypnotize you and make you like think like a crazy story. And I bet it would work." And Verjonic was like, "I doubt that." Well, they ended up doing it. Verjonic got hypnotized on a bar bet, basically. He did, in fact, have all these false memories and was super embarrassed. So in retaliation...
Wait. Oh, okay. Sorry, go on.
I can re-explain.
I think I get it.
They, the two of them had a bar bet of like, I bet I could get you hypnotized. And the other one said no.
Oh, okay. So he like ended up falling or like being susceptible to it.
Yeah,
okay,
he ended up getting hypnotized and he was super embarrassed about it. So he was like, I'm going to get Blania back. And so he planned...
An axe to grind.
He did have an axe to grind the whole time. So Verjonic actually found Jan. I don't know why he picked Jan. I don't know if it was just like the first person he saw. I don't know how this came to be. But the story now goes that Verjonic hypnotized Jan to believe he was abducted by aliens.
What?
And then let the story sensationalize itself, knowing that Blania would run to investigate it because he was looking for his big break in the UFO world.
What?
And
Okay.
and once the story was juicy enough, Verjonic was going to tell the world that Bloniel was claiming to be the lead expert of a case that was a hoax, and that he fell for this and was telling the whole world that this is the real deal, even though
That's like a fucked up prank, first of all.
so mean. Like,
On so many levels, like you hypnotized some guy,
yeah, you're just
like
using
as
him
part of
to
it, or
to
like you didn't even
discredit somebody
did you
who's trying to
pay
make
him
it.
at least? Like, what's happening?
So Jan truly, and to this day, still believes it really happened.
I mean, listen. So this is just a book saying that the notes make it clear. So
So in
is the
theory,
implication?
this is just another big theory, but this is one based off of actual notes from Blania. But then,
And do the notes say like this? I'm so embarrassed. I don't want to. Is the implication like he was too embarrassed to admit it? Like
I don't
he had
know.
been
I don't
hoaxed?
even know what the
Because
notes
also
said.
like, how did it even
But that's
humiliate him if it ever came out?
that's a great point. That like in his own notes, they will be incredibly biased. Of like, oh well, this is just a theory that it's a hoax, but it's only because blah blah blah. So like this might not even be real. But as of
I just
2013,
wonder. Yeah.
this has certainly discredited the story for a lot of people.
Wow.
So he basically just wanted to make his quote friend look like a fool in the UFO community because he got embarrassed.
That's like really fucked up.
That being said, here's the thing. That was his whole plan of like, I'm going to let this story get huge, and then I'm going to embarrass him publicly and tell everyone that he was vouching for a story that I concocted with my bare hands. But
Right.
I guess he picked the wrong town because all of them, the whole town knew Jan and trusted and loved him so much that even when I guess Verjonic tried to tell everyone it was a hoax, the town was like, no, like Jan
Oh wow! So his plan like literally backfired, and
literally backfired.
and he became wow. Okay,
So
okay.
it maybe created this entire story just for everyone to still believe Jan.
I mean,
So
I'm glad that Jan wasn't super psychologically distraught about this experience. A,
mhm.
because he seemed like he was all right afterward. B, if he believed it and everyone believed it, hopefully he wasn't like, made a fool of or felt ashamed or embarrassed or anything.
I don't think I hope he didn't. Yeah.
I feel like this had potential to go very wrong for a bunch of people.
I know. And there was also found in the notes later that like the 6-year-old who claimed he also saw the UFO, that was like a stretched truth. So it's all kind of messy and
It like kind of fell apart.
yeah, it kind of fell
Mhm.
apart, but nope, everyone's still like, you know what? Jan believes it. And we believe it.
I mean, the detail in it too. I guess if a ufologist is hypnotizing you and feeding you information, because I was thinking like a lot of this is so specific, and you hear about the seamless and
Mhm.
so I was wondering. But then I guess if you're being fed this information by someone who studies UFOs,
Yeah.
wow, holy smoke! What do you think? Do you have a thought one way or the other?
I have no idea. I mean, I
guess
guess
I'd have to read that book because I'm like I want to know what
yeah, I agree.
what the evidence is that it was actually a hoax for real. And it sounds like he has evidence. I would be curious to hear what those journals said.
Well, even though that happened back in the 70s and Jan isn't even here anymore, it's still considered the most famous UFO abduction case in Polish history, and it's
Wow.
the most notable. And the same year that happened, a documentary about the abduction came out called "A Visit or On the Threshold of Mystery."
Ooh.
And that was within the same year. So people were already very interested in what Jan had to say. There have been other documentaries and books about the incident since. And even this year, there's a Netflix series that came out called Project UFO that's inspired by the Emilcin incident.
Ooh.
In 2005, there was a memorial put up near Emilcin, Poland, to honor the UFO abduction. But, and then it also said, the inscription on it says, on May 10th, 1978, in Emilcin, a UFO object landed, and the truth will astonish us in the future.
Ooh.
And fun fact, it's Poland's only UFO memorial, which I can't imagine there was going to be a lot, but it's the only one. And nearby is also a sculpture. I'll send you actually a picture of both sculptures.
Okay.
Um,
I'm so intrigued.
Nearby there, the sculpture in honor of the UFO, which is the one I just sent you. There's another sculpture of one of the aliens, so you can take a selfie with the alien.
Oh, fun.
And it just looks like a
Oh
little green guy.
my gosh, that's hilarious. With
And
those little rectangle feet.
because it happened on May 10th is now a day where every year people in the area will like go and like celebrate near these memorials. And they've even put in a time capsule here that's supposed to be
Oh,
opened in
cool.
1,000 years.
Whoa.
I looked up what goes in the time capsule. I couldn't find anything. What?
Okay, I love this guy holding a do you see how he has a cloth?
Yeah.
Because he pulled it off. He revealed the sculpture for the
Oh,
cameraman and all the audience.
so
This is so
cute.
cool.
Look at his little rectangle feet.
I love the feet. They crack me up. I mean, he's really scary looking.
Yeah.
Like the black-eyed kid nonsense and all that. I don't know.
I mean, imagine two of those walking next to your cart.
I don't want to.
And you have
Like,
the
it's-
nerve to say, oh, they're obviously just hunters. It's like, yeah, human.
Like, part of me wants to say, I hope it's a hoax so that he was in on it or whatever. But it sounds like even then he was tricked
Yeah.
too.
100%.
It's not a good look.
Anyway, that's the Emilcin incident.
Wow, I've never heard of that. Good job. I know this seems impossible, but shopping and planning for groceries for the week actually can be simple and stress-free. And as someone who's discovered that finally in my 30s, I need to share the love. Imagine having your weekly cart filled for you with personalized picks, then shipped right to your door. Taking all that work off my plate is why I love Hungry Root. I love how personalized it is. So whether you're dairy-free, gluten-free, high protein, focused on gut health, whatever it is, they have this smart cart technology where it recommends groceries and even supplements tailored to your needs. And as you use it, it starts learning more and more about what kind of foods and supplements you are looking for. And it's just really cool. They also hold all their food to high standards. They screen out over 200 additives like high fructose corn syrup, preservatives, artificial sweeteners. Great news for me. I'm allergic. It's just really, really cool. They also have some great brands that I've learned about through Hungry Root and through getting boxes from them. They take the stress out of grocery shopping, and I just love them. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/drink and use code DRINK. That's hungryroot.com/drink code DRINK to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/drink code DRINK. Okay, so it's been a little while since I've paid rent, but I'm a little bit sad because I didn't have Built back when I paid rent, and I feel like I would have thrived with something like Built. Nobody wants to pay rent, of course, but if you have to, Built makes it worth it. Built is revolutionizing how millions think about paying rent by rewarding their members with points and exclusive benefits around their neighborhood every single month. By paying rent through Built, you earn flexible points that can be redeemed toward hundreds of hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and more. But it doesn't stop there. Built is about making your entire neighborhood more rewarding. You can dine out at your favorite local restaurants and earn additional points, get VIP treatment at certain fitness studios, and enjoy exclusive experiences just for Built members every month. Built is turning a monthly expense into an opportunity to earn rewards and discover the best that your neighborhood has to offer. Your rent is finally working for you. Earn points on rent and around your neighborhood, wherever you call home, by going to joinbuilt.com/drink. That's JOINBILT.com/drink. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. How's our baby doing?
He's a little panicked, but I think you were totally right about the...
It hit me because that really is, and at Westchester they were always like, we have ones now. I think the reason we did it ours are Google Home, and it's because they're like 14 feet off the floor, like because we have really high ceilings, and I was like, I'm not going to be changing batteries, so
Yeah.
now it tells you in the app, and you can it makes it easier, but yeah, the Westchester with all the old. And they were all different. They all had different fucking batteries and buttons. And they would always be going off. And poor Gigi would just hide in.
I wonder why. Does it hurt their ears, you think? Because it's so high pitched?
I think it's just so high pitched. And I think it scares them. I think they don't know what it is. And it startles them. And I think they're like, please make that. It's like a little zap, I think, to their brain.
Puppy.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
It took me a while to figure out. But there are other sounds that make Gio do that too. certain text tones, like 1 or 2 certain text tones, he will get up. I've noticed he gets up and leaves the room and leaves the floor that we're on. Like he will not
Jeez.
be near it. Yeah, it's really bizarre.
It's like when we were in middle school and we had that like mosquito text tone that like
Oh, yeah, horrible.
only we could hear it, but teachers couldn't.
Oh, that's actually really great. Yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
really cool, but then it was still like an annoying ass sound.
It's
It
a
was
horrible sound. It's like a chirping. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like that, like, anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was the Slack sound. I remember when I downloaded it, like whatever auto pinged when you got a Slack message on your computer, like Gio would literally fucking bolt with his tail between his legs. It's the weirdest thing. I
It's
don't
so
know.
weird. Okay, well, thanks for warning me because I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with you? He
I
just
mean,
kept
that
pacing and he
makes-
had like the airplane ears.
Yeah, they hate it, and their tails go between their legs. It's like sad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you ready for a crime?
I'm always ready for a crime.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
telling you, no pressure, but that one last week was so good.
what was it again?
It was a mystery. I remember really enjoying it.
I'm just like, oh yes, I do recall vaguely.
Me too. It was good. It was a good one. So I'm excited for another.
Folks, I promise there has been a stomach bug and a weekend and a lot of events between the last time we recorded. I promise. This is, I apologize. Okay, everything feels like a blur. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this one is, interestingly, I thought 1978 like yours, but 1976. So we're in the same time frame, but we are not in Europe. We are in North Carolina. Very, very rural North Carolina. Oh, I want to tell you the name of the story. It's the I'm just going to say the Bishop family for now.
Okay, Bishop family for now.
So, on March 2nd, 1976, a forest ranger was working in an observation tower in a remote wooded area of North Carolina when he suddenly noticed smoke billowing out of the trees. And this is a very rural area. He immediately reports the fire and he rushes to the scene where he discovers what looks like a shallow grave.
Oh, damn.
But it's hard to assess the whole scene. Of course, the fire's still going on, so he has to wait for the fire to be put out. And when it is, first responders can see there are 2 women laying in the shallow grave. They were badly burned, but the remains appeared to belong to a young woman and a much older woman. So the authorities began the process of, protocol, moving the women from the scene. And as they removed these 2 women from the scene, they realized the grave was deeper than it had initially appeared.
I don't go back to the last week's. I don't like this one.
I know. I'm already like, my brain has switched into this mode.
You
so.
really buttered me up last week, and now you're like, okay, now feel miserable. Oh my god.
No, I asked if you're ready. You said you were.
I
so.
thought.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, there's something in my eye.
Girl, one day we'll be okay.
Are you sure? Oh, I got it. That's been bugging me all day.
That's so impressive, Christine. I've never been
Sorry.
able to just do that.
Well, I've done this like 10 times today and it hasn't worked, so I feel like I'm skeptical.
Everything you do blows me away.
Yeah, right.
For the better or worse of my life. But-
Yeah, I was gonna say that means a lot. Okay, so they move these. Beneath the women's remains, so there's this young woman and an older woman. Beneath the women's remains are 3 children.
Christine.
I know. It's fucking horrendous. Okay, they find 3 children. They're all boys wearing pajamas and they're wrapped in bed sheets and a tarp. And their bodies are not as badly burned as the women's are. And the resemblance between the boys was so strong that they could tell immediately that they were related. So of course this is like doubly shocking, right? The murdered women were already a shock and now they're finding children. And this is a very, kind of remote area. And so this is the last thing they expected. So they scour the surrounding area for anything that might identify the victims, because at this point they don't even know who they are.
Oh my God.
They find a gasoline can from Sears. It has like a tag on it that says, or a sticker that says it's from Sears, and a shovel with a hardware store label on the handle. Unfortunately, though, despite finding the gasoline can and the shovel, there was nothing at the scene that could help them identify who these people actually were. And so instead, police started looking for any missing persons reports in the area. I mean, you'd imagine like a whole missing family, basically,
Yeah.
all ages, like somebody would have reported this, but no case in the area matched. So they extended the search for missing persons in the state of North Carolina. And even then, there were no reports that matched their victims.
And sorry, maybe you already said this. Did we check that all of these people are related to each other? I know the three boys are obviously brothers, but
We
um
don't even know that they're brothers yet. So they've opened this grave. They've seen that the three boys look similar. They look like they're related. It seems clear that they're related, but they don't know how, and they don't know
okay.
who, like, the dynamics of the whole group,
Because my
basically.
first thought was like maybe I was assuming the three boys would be their own group, and then like maybe
Oh, I
the
see.
other two women, like maybe it was just like a dump
So
site for
that's what they're
everybody, you know?
right. So that's kind of what they're wondering. They're wondering,
Mm,
like, are these children missing from a separate family? You know, like,
yeah.
what's the connection here? And so they've checked the state of North Carolina, no matching reports. And they take a look at the evidence again that they collected at the scene, including the shovel. And when they look at the shovel and its label, they follow this to a hardware store 300 miles away in Potomac, Maryland.
What? Okay.
I know. Then they're looking at the victims themselves, and one of the women's clothes led them to a store in Chevy Chase, Maryland, which was only 10 miles away from the hardware store. So now they're starting to ping closer to where these people actually came from.
Mhm.
They contact investigators in Maryland who also failed to match any missing persons reports to the boys or the women. But in the meantime, a medical examiner who was taking a look at the bodies determined that the cause of death to all 5 victims was blunt force trauma to the head with a heavy object.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. The family had been bludgeoned to death, the presumed family, and the wounds were so fresh that the victims had been killed within 24 hours of being abandoned and then discovered in the woods. So by the time they were found, they had only been dead within 24 hours.
Oh my God.
Investigators did collect a crucial piece of evidence at the scene in the woods, which was a bloody fingerprint on the gas can from Sears. But the issue was that it was 1976. And so, there weren't these computer databases where you can just quickly scan, a fingerprint through and see if there's a match. It would be a lot harder to find the match if it even existed in the database at all. But the major hurdle to identifying suspects and motives was identifying the victims, because nearly a week after the remains were found, they still did not know who these people were, which is like
Mm,
pretty shocking,
yeah.
nowadays. A woman in Bethesda, Maryland, called the police on March 8th to report her neighbors missing. She hadn't seen them in days, which was completely unusual for them. And she noticed that mail and newspapers had been piling up outside the house.
Oy.
So the police responded to do a wellness check, and the woman who made the report had a spare key, so she led investigators inside. And as they stepped foot into this home of the missing neighbors,
Mhm.
he knew something absolutely horrid had happened here.
Like there was just like okay. You'll tell me.
There was blood everywhere,
Okay, not what I was gonna say.
if that answers your question. I was like, bad vibes, yes. All an oppressive energy, perchance, but
I
blood,
was thinking like it
definitely.
looked like there was like a scuffle and like there
Oh, I
was
see. Well, there is more on that. Yes. So, of course, the blood does not do well for the
nope.
the hope here. So there's blood, a lot of blood, too much for someone to lose like in an accident. Farther inside, blood is in almost every room. It's on walls, on sheets, on the ceilings. I mean, it looks apparently, from what I heard, like just a slasher film gone wrong. Like that's how violent this looked. But there were no bodies.
Okay, well
Wouldn't you know it?
immediately I'm piecing these two things together.
Yes.
Okay.
And so these are two like incidents that are happening, hundreds of miles apart, but they're
Mhm.
slowly starting to get figured out. The house belonged to the Bishop family. 39-year-old William Bradford Bishop, 37-year-old Annette, 14-year-old William Bradford Bishop III, 10-year-old Brenton, 5-year-old Jeffrey, and then 68-year-old Lobelia. And Lobelia was the father, William Bradford's mother. So there's the mother-in-law. When they inquired as to the last time the family was seen, the neighbors said, I last saw them on March 1st, and that was the day before the bodies were discovered down in North Carolina.
Wow. Honestly, I'm surprised that the bodies were found so fast. Like,
It was fast, yeah.
you would think
I
the
think
person who buried them would be like, well, this is a rural area in the middle of nowhere. Like, who's going to come looking for these for a while? And then
then
within
don't
24 hours, oh my God.
Well, they set it on fire, you know?
Oh,
I mean,
right.
the park ranger was sitting there looking out a watchtower and saw smoke billowing from the woods. So, honestly, probably wouldn't have been found otherwise.
Hmm.
But all right, so 17 years earlier, we're gonna kind of jump back to give some context about who these people were. Now that they're kind of figuring out these are probably one and the same. This family. 17 years earlier in 1959, Annette had married her high school sweetheart, William Bradford Bishop, who went by either Bradford or Brad. Annette had been a cheerleader. Bradford was a football player. They grew up together in Pasadena, California. Bradford graduated a year ahead of her and went on to get an American Studies degree from Yale and then apparently 2 master's degrees. There have been conflicting stories about like which degrees he got, but what we know is he earned a series of degrees, advanced degrees. And the same year Annette and Bradford were married, Bradford enlisted in the U.S. Army. So he spent 4 years working in military intelligence, traveling the world, and he became fluent in 4 languages. He learned the customs
Oh my
of
God.
different nations throughout Africa and Europe. When his contract ended, Bradford did not re-enlist, but instead took a job with the State Department in Foreign Services. So now you're seeing why they're in the Maryland, like Chevy
Right.
Chase area, Potomac area. For those of you who don't know, that's very close to Washington, D.C.
Mhm.
So he worked with foreign affairs agencies throughout Europe and Africa, and Annette was by his side at every assignment. They were high school sweethearts. She moved with him from Italy to Ethiopia, Botswana. They had 3 sons together while they lived outside the U.S., William Bradford III, who was also called William, Brenton, and Jeffrey. Brad and Annette liked their lives on the move. They were always kind of social party people. Like, you know, the stories I've told where like these DC socialites kind of just, some of them have this lifestyle where they just are kind of eccentric and like to throw parties and stuff.
As someone who knows many DC socialites, yes.
Got it. Okay. So yeah. So that was like their thing. You know, they're traveling the world with their family. They're being put up in these beautiful homes. They're very important people. Like
Yeah.
their beautiful family.
Very government
It's
white collar politics.
correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like internationally important. You know, all this.
Ambassadors.
That's right. They get those special things on their license plates, probably all that good stuff.
Yes.
So Bradford's job had given them this like elevated social status wherever they went. They were living a very glamorous life. And then in 1974, Bradford accepted the position of assistant chief in the Division of Special Activities and Commercial Treaties, and the Bishops returned to the U.S. to start a new chapter of their lives. They moved into a house in Bethesda, which is a suburb of D.C., and they started what seemed to be a picturesque life. So Bradford's mother, Lobelia, moved in with them. They had a golden retriever named Leo.
Oh,
Annette was an artist, and she enrolled in courses at a local college, and then she worked full-time as a stay-at-home mom. People thought of Annette as attentive, doting. She was very intelligent, very obviously artistic, and just delightful to be around. And this new life seemed to suit them, but they were not quite used to how quiet it was, like just not as, you know, glamorous and social and bustling as their lives in these other countries had been. But they still enjoyed luxury from time to time. Annette and Bradford would go skiing in the winter. They spent their summers swimming and playing tennis at the country club, and their sons adjusted to this new life in the U.S. So 14-year-old William, he was confident and outgoing. He's the eldest, and he liked to talk about his experiences living in other countries. So when he showed up, like, you know, it's the 70s, he shows up after living in all these countries, and high schoolers are just like enamored by his stories. They're like, tell us
Sure.
about Botswana, and he has these different clothes, and
Oh,
they're
he's
just
got to be
all
so cool.
he's the coolest kid at school, and apparently also just a lovely, lovely person. And so one of his childhood friends, who was also briefly his girlfriend, Sue Williams, said that William was a sweet and goofy boy. They were very close, and his younger brothers were just as kind and friendly as he was. They were all very rambunctious and fun-loving. And of course, as they're putting these pieces together, three boys, a mom, a mother-in-law, a father figure who's not in this pit, they're starting to realize like something has gone terribly wrong to this family. And these are definitely the same people they had discovered in North Carolina.
Mm.
The remains belonged to Annette, her three sons, and Lobelia. It was pretty obvious at this point. Bradford, however, was unaccounted for, and he
Oh,
immediately
shit.
became considered a missing person. And when
Oh,
reporters asked the police whether he was a suspect in the murder,
thank you.
the statement was that there were no official suspects. And, friends of the family were like, well, yeah, it doesn't look good, but like we know this family pretty well. Like we can't imagine that this would be something he had done.
I guess that does have to be really tough to be like he's one of two. He's either the suspect or he's
In trouble.
in danger for sure.
In
And like
danger,
either way,
and
I have to be
perhaps not
worried.
alive. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like there's some exactly. So he's a missing person, not good either way. Um no official suspects. People started to talk, of course, because it's like such a shocking, jarring event, and then to have one family member just absent from the tragedy and like nowhere to be
Mm-hmm.
found, people will start talking. So one of Jeffrey's young friends started hearing gossip at school, and he was in preschool.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
It's just
It's like
horrible.
Leona hearing something like
No, I
this.
know. I can't even imagine just like having to try and talk to your kids about this kind of thing. And so one of Jeffrey's young friends apparently came home and asked his mommy if Jeffrey's daddy had hurt him.
Oh no.
And his parents said no, they didn't think he did, because they really didn't believe it. They like couldn't believe it. Most people who knew the Bishops believed that Bradford was actually just a sixth victim. Maybe he had been kidnapped for his work in the government. Maybe he was being held for ransom. Like there were possibilities that he had been killed and abandoned elsewhere. Who knows? But behind the scenes, investigators were putting a case together against Bradford because they believed that on March 1st, he actually left work on his motorcycle, returned home briefly to pick up the family's maroon station wagon, and go to the mall, where a Sears employee told police that they remembered Bradford purchasing the gas can and a mallet hammer on March
Oh.
1st.
Oh, that's not good.
Another witness saw Bradford stop at the gas station in the family's maroon station wagon and fill the gas can up. Then a neighbor saw Bradford arrive home in the station wagon and walk into his house around 6:30 p.m. Detectives collected fingerprints from the Bishop's home, and they matched the prints to the bloody fingerprint on the gas can. Then they compared to Bradford's fingerprints, which were on file with the U.S. military, and they were a match, of course.
Mm.
A nationwide manhunt began for Bradford because now they're realizing he's probably
On the run.
not so innocent. Yes, exactly.
Could there have been anyone else he now has as a hostage, or is it just him on the run?
He's the only one missing aside from the dog.
Okay. Oh. So we're thinking this was just like a family annihilator situation and he's just okay.
Basically.
Okay.
A nationwide manhunt began for Bradford, but unfortunately he had the odds stacked in his favor. As I mentioned, he was fluent in multiple worldwide languages.
Yeah, he could just leave the country. He could be
He had
gone.
that fancy passport, he actually when he worked for Foreign Affairs, he was actually responsible for issuing passports to US citizens. So like
Fucking bye.
he literally knew how the process works.
I'd be like, he's just never coming back. He just said,
well, I mean, they pretty quickly were like, we don't think we're gonna find him.
No.
Like it's just he
If
has
he's-
skills.
if he's still in the States, he's an idiot. Like, I mean,
Well, actually, they said that might be the smartest move because
no one would be looking for him.
traveling would be, well, we'll get to it, but yes, I mean, there are a lot of back and forth theories on like what would have been the most sensible for him versus what would have been the most high risk.
Okay.
But yeah, he would have had the knowledge to expertly create a fraudulent passport if he wanted to.
Okay.
He was also a licensed pilot, so that's fun.
Oh
He
my
knows how to
God.
fly a plane. Boy, oh boy. So, in other fugitive cases, witnesses might report sightings at gas stations and restaurants and major highways along the escape route that this person would have taken. But if Bradford had access to a small plane, that maybe he had stashed before, he could travel hundreds of miles on his own without being spotted and then be kind of in the wind. He'd already made it 300 miles to North Carolina undetected to dispose of his entire family within 24 hours of murdering them. Okay. So
Oh
he's
my
already
God.
he's already way ahead of everybody. Then he had more than a week's head start while detectives didn't even know who the family was. Like the
Right.
only way they were able to do this was by finally getting that report of a wellness check and then, all this
Which
kind of spiraling from there.
I'm honestly surprised that to have gone through all of this, it was something like a bloody fingerprint on a can. Like had he not had that, like he could have been
I know,
gone
but
for
I
a long time. Or if he brought the can
well,
with him.
but what would have changed though, do you think? Because like they already know it's probably him if he's missing from the scene.
I guess so. I guess it would have kept him still like maybe a victim instead of a suspect.
I suppose. It's hard to pull that off if you're found and then you're like, "Oh,
Good point.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know." I think he didn't really care if they thought it was him because he was already a week ahead and could
Mm.
probably find his way out of there. And he did. I mean, at this point, they are pretty sure they're not going to find him. And by the time the search actually began officially, he could have seriously been anywhere in the entire world, and they had no clue.
Mm.
A report did come in that he was sighted in Jacksonville, North Carolina, at a sporting goods store alongside his dog Leo. He actually that panned out. That was an actual sighting. Because he used his credit card to purchase a pair of black Converse sneakers. And investigators suspected that maybe his shoes had been bloody or covered in mud from his trek in the woods, and so perhaps he needed to change them so that they wouldn't be so obvious, to passersby. But that was just a theory; they weren't really sure. On March 18th, a Tennessee farmer in the Great Smoky Mountains called local authorities to report an abandoned vehicle. It was parked in the woods, and something about it just felt off. Authorities ran the plates and tags and discovered that the abandoned maroon stationed wagon belonged to Bradford.
Oof.
The FBI, so now it's in Tennessee. The FBI collected the vehicle and they found significant amounts of blood inside, as well as a tarp, a suitcase containing some of Bradford's clothes, and some of his medication in the glove box.
Okay.
They began to suspect that Bradford might have gone into the thick forest to die by suicide, leaving behind his suitcase and his medicine, etc.
Okay.
Searchers scoured the area, found no sign of him, and he was a skilled outdoorsman who would probably be able to live in the woods for weeks on his own. And so over time, when no body turned up, they realized he was probably just trying to throw a red herring in their way and say, "Oh yeah, I'm so guilty, I died by suicide out here in the woods," but then actually, head off to somewhere else.
Right.
So, a witness who lived just off the road where Bradford's vehicle was found said that she actually saw when the maroon station wagon arrived. And so they were immediately interested in talking to her, and she said, "Oh, that car wasn't alone.
Oh,
A second vehicle pulled up alongside."
it's a woman.
Maybe, right?
I don't know. It feels like
Spoiler, we have no clue.
I'll tell you, it was a woman.
I mean,
I feel it.
the second vehicle was driving very closely behind the station wagon as if they were following one another. She later saw only that second vehicle leave. So theoretically, he could have gotten into that vehicle, staged this sort of a pre-suicide situation, and then bolted if he had an accomplice. Detectives had no hard evidence that they were together, but they did consider, that maybe someone was aiding in his escape. And like I said, Leo, the dog, was also unaccounted for, aside from that one sighting. He had not been at home, nor was he in the grave in North Carolina, and because he had been sighted with a dog in Jacksonville, it was suspected that he spared the dog. He couldn't bear to hurt his own dog, but his children and wife and mother were fair game, I guess. But he took his dog with him
Fucking great.
and fled. So detectives could not find Bradford's diplomatic passport. Wouldn't you know it? It's missing.
Funny how
He
that
took
works
it
out.
with him.
Funny how that works out.
And yeah, so it's missing. It's not in the station wagon. It's not in the home. And because of his resources, his ability to fly a plane, his linguistic experience,
I mean, he's
his
kind of
outdoorsmanship.
he's the full recipe for like someone who should be able to get away with this, it
It
seems.
really does feel almost like he's preparing has prepared his whole life for this.
Yeah.
You know, like in another context where this wasn't a horrible, horrible murder, this
Mhm.
could have been a cool, like, survival story of some kind, but instead, this motherfucker, like, uses powers for evil, you know, and, like, fucking vanish. Like, don't Carmen San Diego. It's just, it makes me so angry because it's like, I don't know. I just want, well, you know what? It can't be fun though, huh?
No.
Can't feel nice to be running your whole life. Maybe that's the
I
punishment.
mean, I literally have anxiety about like going to check the mail. Like I can't
I know.
imagine being
I
on the
have
run
air hunger.
and and also being on the run. I'm sorry, with a dog. Like talk about the inconvenience of like
A
being
golden retriever, no less, like a pretty one that stands out. It's not like a scruffy thing you can hide in your coat, you know?
I'm honestly surprised he didn't also hurt the dog just to like have no loose ends or like something
Yeah.
anyone
Wow.
else
His
to deal
heart grew
with.
3 sizes that day.
It is wild to me that like you couldn't bear to hurt your dog, but you could.
It's selfish, is what it is.
It's wild.
It's his own relationship to the dog he cares about, you know, not the dog.
Yeah, it's the
He's like, I
dog's
wouldn't want to
blind
put
loyalty to
myself
him.
through the dog. Yeah, through losing my dog. Yeah.
Ugh.
So they're missing this passport. So obviously they're thinking, okay, he probably didn't die by suicide. He went on the run and tried to mislead us. Basically, the search became international. U.S. embassies around the world received notice to be on the lookout for him. And it was 17 years before the first substantiated report of
Christine,
a sighting
shut the fuck up.
came in.
Where the hell was this man hiding?
17 years, Em. I'll tell you.
So, okay.
In 1993, a report from Washington, D.C. came into a U.S. embassy in France that Bradford was living in a small town near the city of Dijon, France. I mean, where else would you go if you were on
Fucking
the
mustard town, I know.
Mustard Central. Authorities traveled there to arrest Bradford, but when they arrived, they saw mail and newspapers piled up at the house. And so they knew that nobody had lived there for a while. And if Bradford had been there, he was long gone, having evaded capture once again. Then we had another false start in 2014 when someone was watching a documentary about Bradford and realized there was a local John Doe who had been killed in a hit and run in his area. And so when they did a side by side, it was a shocking resemblance how close these two men looked.
Weird.
And they really thought they had found him. But when they exhumed John Doe's body to try and match in 2014 to try and match their DNA, it was not a match. And so they had to inter him again.
So it was
He's
just
still an unknown victim, still
Wow.
John Doe. And it was not Bradford. So the search continued. Now, this one is where there's a little bit of a plot twist, okay?
Mhm.
In 2017, this woman named Kathy Gilchrist had recently retired from her career as an actress and public school drama teacher. And she had known her whole life that she had been adopted as an infant. And although she had wondered about her birth parents, she hadn't quite felt like it was time to look for them. But when she retired from teaching, she thought, well, you know, I'm feeling this pull to look into who my birth parents really were.
Okay.
So she had the time now, the energy to do the search, and she submitted a DNA sample to 23andMe, and she was connected with her third cousin, a woman named Susan. Immediately, they became fast friends, and Susan said, I want to help you find your birth parents. Eventually, Kathy located her mother, who was alive but still extremely ill. And her children, Kathy, this was really hard. Kathy's half siblings begged Kathy not to contact their mother because they
Ooh.
said she was so sick that they were worried it would
Oh,
be too
they
much
were
for her to
in?
handle.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah. So Kathy had to respect their wishes, and she did not contact her mother and instead decided to turn her attention to her father, who seemed to have been estranged from her mother because when she spoke to these half siblings, they said, like, we don't know who your father is. It appears like we didn't know about you. You know, you must have come from a different person than our dad.
Mhm.
And to the point, you know, that they didn't even want the mom to hear about it. So she's looking for her dad. There's no information on him in the adoption records. But one day, Susan calls and says, Kathy, I think I have figured out who your father is.
Oh shit.
And jokingly, Kathy said, oh, is he somebody famous?
A little.
And Susan said, I think you should sit down.
Oy.
And Susan said, unfortunately, your father is Bradford Bishop, a man who is wanted for the murder of his entire family, aka your entire family.
Wow. Imagine finding out you had a
What a
whole
shock.
family, and I
And
mean,
they're gone. Right. It's shocking. So Kathy contacted authorities, and the FBI used more DNA samples from Bradford's cigarettes, which they had found in his car, to confirm that he was indeed Kathy's father. So
wow.
this is just shocking information she has to process. This was a surprising development for investigators who believed that they knew everything about Bradford and his life up to his disappearance. Like they had combed his past. It revealed that he was someone capable of hiding more than they thought, which was not a good thing when they're on the lookout for him. Even the existence of a child that he, probably never told his wife or anybody about because nobody seemed to know about this
Sure.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kathy felt compelled to learn all she could about Bradford and about her younger half siblings, 3 younger brothers that had been killed and murdered by their
Wow.
own dad.
Oh my gosh.
She was born in 1957 and she'd grown up in Massachusetts in what she described as an extremely wholesome home with salt of the earth parents who'd adopted her as an infant. She compared her timeline of her life, like it's a very surreal situation. She described that in 1976, the year they were killed, she was 18 and she was like having the time of her life. She won a local pageant. She was crowned as like, homecoming queen or whatever. She just was so happy and had this like beautiful life. And she said, going back and looking at that timeline and seeing like my brother's lives just
Oh
cut
my
short. My
god.
mother,
Yeah.
the mother,
And also,
their
there's
mother cut short.
the survivor's guilt of just knowing that you had a great life, and
Yeah, you were having all these great experiences. It's just got to be such a strange conflict.
mhm.
So she connected with people who knew her half siblings as children, and she visited their school. And she learned that William, the eldest, his classmates had raised money as children to plant a tree and put a plaque there
Oh,
when he had passed. And she got to go see the plaque, and they had moved the plaque from the school courtyard to an exterior wall. The tree is still standing, and Kathy felt like it was a connection to her younger brother. She learned that her grandmother, Lobelia, was an actress,
hey
just like
girl.
she is. And Kathy considered maybe she had inherited some creativity and, love for the performing arts through her grandmother. Of course, she tried to understand why her birth father would have done such a thing, but I think this is one of those things we just will never fully
Yeah.
understand as a person with a shred of empathy, right? Like, how could you even wrap your head around this?
You just make yourself crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And she tried to kind of untangle as much as she could. So this is kind of where I tell you like the backstory, the context of what happened leading up to this horrendous murder. And this is the last bit of the story, but it kind of ties it together because it was Kathy's research that kind of, pulled this story together. So Kathy's trying to learn about her dad and her family and figure out what the hell happened here, why her dad would do such a heinous thing. And as she's researching through people who knew the family, she learned that Bradford, her birth father, had been deeply unsatisfied with his life once they'd moved back to the US.
Okay.
He had missed that kind of glitz and glamour, the importance of being, this guy abroad and living and working in other countries and speaking different languages. He was apparently seeing a psychiatrist at the time and being medicated for depression because he was so deeply unhappy. The FBI described him as a longtime insomniac. So there were clearly a lot of just imbalances here,
Mhm.
uh, just
Good way to put
as
it.
far as like his satisfaction with life, his satisfaction with his family. In 1976, Bradford was apparently expecting a promotion to a new international position, and he was really looking forward to this because he wanted to escape the suburbs,
Mhm.
and he just hated this 9 to 5 office life he was suddenly stuck in. But On March 1st, the day that he killed his wife, children, and his own mother, he had learned that the promotion went
Which
to
is someone
someone
else.
else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oy, okay. And so he just, like,
That was it.
quote snapped, or quote,
Yeah.
like, just didn't, couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like the last straw, He told his supervisor he didn't feel well. He went home early. There were rumors that the family was also having financial issues, which, we see all the time in these family annihilator
Annihilators.
cases. It's a huge part of it. The loss of power, the loss of money, the like, if I can't have them, no one can mentality, the control, and it's horrendous. So he went home early. Kathy said in an interview that she believed he killed his family because he wanted to leave behind and start a new life because, it's just this selfish move of my dog and I want to go start over.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, and you don't get to. It's sick.
I mean, I'll never know the...
It's just outrageous. I mean, the story starts with 5 bodies in a grave, a whole family. It's just like, how do you even rationalize
Like, how do you
anything?
even, like, did you even cry? Like, did you even grieve? Like I don't even...
I
we'll
doubt it.
never know what the process was.
I'm sure. I feel like there's probably a grief for your own life. If you're this fucked up to be like, if you're this fucked up, you
Period.
must be thinking, period. You must be like sorry for yourself. I can't imagine you feel any shred of, because how could you otherwise? Like, how could you live
Yeah.
otherwise on the run if this were eating away at you?
Great point.
I just have to think people like this don't feel that way,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
which is just horrible. But what can you do? So Kathy said in his twisted mind, she thinks this is about her father, he felt as if he deserved better. And doesn't that just put
Grind
a
your
nice bow on
gears.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bradford was eventually put on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list. In a 2025 interview by WUSA 9, FBI agent Karen Cody said that Bradford most likely remained in the U.S., where he could more easily go undetected in his new life under an assumed identity because it wouldn't flag, the passport, or
Sure.
he wouldn't need to use fake passport to go abroad. He'd just do some unassuming labor somewhere and...
Which, like, the irony of, like, you did all
Totally.
this because you hated your
You
current
miss
life, and
the
now
glitz and glam.
you can't have it. So, did you really win? No.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It can't be a fun time, right? Like, it can't
Yeah.
feel like you won. I mean, I hope that
Like,
that's at least
whatever
true.
you wanted didn't come true. So,
Yeah.
like, it's just
Yeah.
stupid.
It really is sick. So yeah, that is what they assume happened because it would be the most effective way to hide. However, due to his experience working internationally in embassies, he'd also be familiar with what to do and not to do to live abroad unassumingly. And he was fluent in multiple languages. There are countries where maybe they're more or less likely to, like, he would know where to hide. You know what I mean? It has been nearly 50 years since Bradford murdered his entire family and disappeared.
So he's dead by now.
If he's alive today, he would be nearly 90.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes these cockroaches live forever,
Ain't that the truth? Yeah.
Agent Karen Cody said, "We hope that if he is still alive, that he feels he's carried this with him all these years. And even if there's not guilt, I really believe at least he's carried the pressure of hiding and the pressure of knowing
like, just
he's
being
a hated man,
just constant stress and paranoia
over your shoulder. Like, it can't be an enjoyable experience." There have been U.S. and international sightings of Bradford over the decades since his disappearance, and there is still hope that he'll be found and face justice. But, like, every year that passes, it's less likely that he'll make a deathbed confession. Like, if he's already died, that's a loss, or that he'll ever, like, step forward and actually admit anything. They just doubt it. So, maybe someday we'll find a way to get some answers or find out where he's been. But yeah,
That's
it's just
insane.
all around, like, really fucking wild to imagine doing a 23andMe and being like, oh my word.
As someone who loves ancestry and keeps wanting to find someone interesting for the plot, I'm like, but with limitations.
Not that interesting. Yeah. Well, yeah, right. Oh, anyway, so that's the Bishop family. Really tragic one, as usual.
That's
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Last week was the story of the fingerprints or the DNA that kept showing up everywhere. And we thought it was a woman of mystery and it was just a Polish grandmother.
I'm telling you, that one really got me good.
Yeah.
But that was because that one felt like a real life puzzle.
It was stranger than fiction. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
authorities literally spent millions of years chasing nobody. Like, I mean, it's like a wild goose chase, but
I feel like I am to Lady in White as you are to Family Annihilator, where it's just like they're just
just everywhere.
everywhere.
I
like
mean, fortunately, I feel like they're not. Maybe to Narcissists. I feel like there's one of those
to
in every
Narcissists,
story.
that's a great one.
Family
Yeah.
Annihilators, thank God,
Someone
are more
too
few and far between. but
Fucking cocky for their own good. Yeah.
just somebody who is like really
If
hurting
there's
people.
if
I don't
there's
know.
ever and that's why I drink bingo card, I think the free spot should be Narcissist / Lady in White.
Yeah, it's like nice try.
Yeah.
We all have this one. It's a
Yeah.
free space.
I feel almost bad every time we tell a story and I've got a Lady in White. I'm like, I'm sorry. She's just everywhere. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you. Listen, I love a lady in white because sometimes she's a jilted bride. Sometimes she's just doesn't have a head. Sometimes she's. I mean, honestly,
She
I
comes
kind
in
of love.
many forms.
Yeah, she has many forms. I kind of love that about her.
I love the cocky ones because then I have someone to be mad about and scream at, and so I like whenever
Oh,
you've
in my
got
stories,
the narcissists.
Yeah. I thought you meant the ladies in white. I was like,
Oh, no.
has this happened? I didn't think that was a crossover.
One day,
we've noticed.
if we find a narcissist in white, that's gonna be beautiful.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's bad news. That's bad news. I mean, that UFO you talked about was white, so
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. Anyway, but well, we're gonna go to our yappy hour now, where we're just gonna debrief about. I don't know. We haven't taken one of those quizzes. What kind of ghost are you in a while, or what kind of cryptid are you? We could do that, or I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll come up with something. But check us out. We're on patreon.com/ATWWD podcast, or you can get bonus episodes through your feed through Spotify, Apple. And otherwise, yeah, check us out. And that's where drink.com, ATWWD podcast. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
And
That's
why
we.
breathe? Just kidding. Christine can't.